What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 53 of The Climb, here with Luzenak today. It's another home game in the Europa League, much like yesterday where we took on Besiktas. Today we take on a team whom, well, for some people in the Football Manager content creation sphere, have been a bit of a bogey team. Yes, Hertha Berlin, everyone. I'm sure you may have heard of them. We are going to be taking on them. They've been a team who have been on a little bit of an uptick as of late. They, of course, play in the Bundesliga. Their key player is Dilrosun, who I believe is a Dutch winger. Indeed he is. He's pretty blooming good, and he's on £61,000, which, compared to what some of our players on, is quite a lot of money. Of course, this year, the wage structure has grown a little bit. Both Felipe Jonathan and Sedella, who we brought in as new right-backs and left-backs in the team, have just seen our total kind of wage spend be nudged up slightly. But, of course, as we strive towards European football, it's kind of inevitable that in order to strengthen the team, we are going to have to spend a little bit more money. Well, you'd hope off the back of last game and last episode's form, we'd be in a good little run of form and we would be on the up. And the answer to the question, are we still on the up, is kind of, probably not, though. Only one win in the league in our last 5 league matches. We played 6 games since you were last here, including another game in the Europa League, which went very well, actually, against Fiorentina. We'll come on to that shortly, but the first game we had was against Lyon. Of course, Lyon, a team that we're very familiar with. Kene, traditionally the scorer of a scrappy goal or two, got a lovely goal in this one on his left foot, smashed it into the top corner, and that was the only goal of the game, which was a really good result. And I hope that off the back of that, momentum would be found going into the game against PSG. It wasn't. We lost 4-0. Yeah, they scored after 13 minutes. Havertz, they've signed Lautaro Martinez this summer because, of course, they needed Lautaro Martinez as well, this PSG team. Yeah, they are absolutely nuts. I'm not even going to show you the highlights because, frankly, it's just embarrassing. All you need to know is PSG are just a little bit too good for us right now. Their team it reads like a wonder team, to be honest, when you look through it. It's an absolutely nutty group of players. And sadly, it didn't get much better in the very next game. We took on Auxerre, a team that we should be winning, a team who, of course, beat us when we were back in Ligue 2 with them. They're predicted to finish bottom of the league. Last year, they came first in Ligue 2 to get promoted for the first time in a while. I'm surprised it's taken them that long to climb up because they've had some really good players in their ranks when we've looked at them, and we drew 0-0 against them. Not good, not good, not good. But the next game was good. The only other real silver lining in this game alongside the Lyon result, a 2-1 win against Fiorentina, and made even sweeter by the way in which we won this game. We were a goal down after 30 minutes in this game, away from home, Europa League. You kind of question yourself, can we fight back here? Are we good enough to fight back against Fiorentina? And well, Lopez was certain, and to be honest, until they scored, they'd been massively on top, but we replied within 2 minutes via a Lopez header, and then we kind of steadied the ship a little bit, and towards the end of the game, Julian Blaise came on, Harvey Elliott came on, and they were involved in the goal that we ended up scoring. It was Elliott with it, he made it 2-1, and we won our second game in a row in Europe, which puts us in a really good spot because everyone else has drawn against one another. In fact, a win in our next game here, and whilst I don't want to speak too prematurely, we'd almost be guaranteed a spot in the next round after only half of our matches played because of the ways in which everyone else has kind of drawn against one another, and there's just been a distinct lack of wins. So, that's the task at hand today when we take on Hertha Berlin. The sad news is, you might think, well, that surely was going to spur the team on to better things in the league, and I thought so too, as we took the lead against Marseille via a Marlon Adriano penalty. It was 1-0, then they scored a penalty, but not before Marlon Adriano, the goal scorer, was sent off. So we were down to 10 men at 1-0 up, and we collapsed. Yes, Dominguez got the first, he then got another that wasn't from the penalty spot, following on from Sam's goal. In fact, I've lost the order of these games. It's just a blur. The goals in this game just came at us thick and fast after we took the lead. We had an injury as well to add insult to injury. We ended the game with 9 men. The entire game changed on the red card, to be honest. That was really the game-changing moment in this match. It's worth noting that So came on to help us adapt with Galvez getting... not with Galvez, with Marlon Adriano getting sent off. It was actually So who gave away their penalty in the 72nd minute. So you can imagine my delight at when So comes on off the bench and 2 minutes later gives away. I was delighted. Thank you, Football Matt. You know how to treat a man. Anyway, most recently we took on Sochaux, and similarly to the Auxerre game, we could only muster up a draw. It finished 1-1 in this game. A late equaliser for Sochaux left me very disappointed indeed. And with those results, well, we sit 7th, which doesn't look that bad. really, considering how awful we've been. So yeah, 7th. I mean, we've taken on a lot of the teams around the top now. We've taken on Nancy, we've taken on Monaco, taken on PSG and Lyon. Have we played Rennes yet? I don't think we have. But yeah, we've got them actually coming up very, very soon. And then we hopefully are going to move into a bit more of an, I want to say an easier run. No really such thing as we've learnt here when we've drawn against Auxerre. But we've got Lens in 18th, Lille in 11th, Toulouse in 17th, Bordeaux in 10th, Stade Brest in 14th. The reality is that we played a lot of the teams in the top half in the first quarter of the season, and I'm hoping that we're just going to be able to find our groove, hopefully, starting today against Hertha Berlin. So anyway, just a little bit of team news. The goals have dried up. That I am not kind of blind to, and it is a little unfortunate. But that is not going to stop us today. We're going to come in and hopefully, well, do our thing. In fact, I am half tempted to rotate things. You can see here the form in the last 5 games has been atrocious. We've been really, really poor in a lot of different areas. We have had injuries to contend with. There has been rotation needed, but it's not really much of an excuse. In fact, squad morale isn't very good to the point where I wonder if I can I do a team meeting? Can we have a chat, everyone? No. Apparently, there's no reason to hold a team meeting. I mean, why would I want to do one of those anyway? It's not like we can't win in the league at the moment. Anyway, I might give Miroslav Gajic his debut today. I say debut. He has already started a game today, but, well, his LiveCom debut. Did he play last? He didn't play last LiveCom, did he, the Serbian forward? Do you know what, Gajic? I prefer Miroslav. Miroslav, I'm going to bring you in for Sesko, because Sesko has been very poor. Kofi, you've disappointed me as well, so Huskaric, come on down. The way I'm summoning these players is like they're game show contestants coming down. It's your turn, come down to the stage. Am I happy with everywhere else? You know what? I don't want to change things too much, and I feel like Lopez and Ari, even though they've been struggling with form, they are the 2 players in the team who are just... I feel like they've proven themselves to be worth sticking with even when they're not in the best of form. I have got to give a bit of a shout out to Antonio Braz because he has started the season superbly, everyone. Perhaps not quite to the level of the likes of Xavi Simons or Kahinde, but nevertheless, at 19 years old, he is adapting very, very quickly into our system, playing that deep-lying midfielder role on support. I mean, you can see here, very well suited to it, the 19-year-old. He's looked pretty solid so far, and especially in the Europa League, a 7.85 average rating for our first 2 games is pretty impressive. You can see here, Ortiz has got an injury, as has Galvez. We have had to juggle things just a little bit at the back. Worth noting as well with the European registration, unfortunately Proper and So, I just couldn't register, basically. I didn't have enough homegrown players at club, although we've got a few on the way, and we did have a few. It was just an unfortunate restriction we found ourselves under, so we're lacking them, but to be honest, we've got so much squad depth now, I don't really view that as the end of the world. In terms of team news though, Tomov is in goal, and for the first time in a while, our back 4 is at full strength. Sardella's had a few injuries, we've had suspensions to contend with, and well, I'm hoping that we're going to get a win here, as I said, to really set ourselves up nicely. Huskaric is going to come into the team alongside Gajic, so the 2 Serbs coming into the team, hopefully going to show us what they're all about. And Kene this year, a little goal-scoring theme. 3 goals to his name already. He's improved a lot this year as well, the 23-year-old. Finding his groove, a player who I'm sure if you've played Football Manager this year, you've come across Kene in this save game. He's not had the best of times, firstly at Leeds and then at Swansea City, but I feel like he's finding his role in the universe here with us, and hopefully he's going to show us what he's all about here again today. Of course, this is a home game. It's our second live com in a row from the Europa League. If we win this one, 3 wins in our first 3, suddenly we can shift focus to the league for a little while, you'd imagine, until the knockout stages. I did just have a quick peek at Hertha Berlin's team there. They've got a few players I recognise. I saw Nkunku there. They've got Piatek. They've got, is that Tyler Addons in centre mid? Of course it is. He's pretty good as well. I'll tell you what, that team is not bad. Koch and Stark as well in the middle, or Koch and Stark. Is that Ben Davies at left back? It's not, it's Alphonso Davies, the better Davies. They've got, it's a good team. It's a good team is basically the long and short of it. This is not an easy match. You can see why they're second in the group, albeit with 2 draws so far. We've beaten the 2 teams they drew against. This should be an easy win today. If only football worked in a massive game of rock, paper, scissors where you could perfectly predict how everyone's going to do against one another. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. But anyway, let's see how we get on here. Felipe Jonathan with the captain's armband. giving away the ball. I mean, I've bigged you up there. Toussaint as well. I'll tell you what, they've got a little, I don't want to say a wonder team, but it's a team full of household names that I recognise, which is more than what could be said for, well, Besiktas. No offence to Besiktas. As Ari's there at the back post, Felipe Jonathan turning assister. And, well, that is why we keep with Ari and Lopez, because even when Ari and Lopez don't play very well, I'm quietly confident that they're just going to come good for us and put in some good performances and just pop up with a goal. And Ari's done it there at the back post. He's not good in the air, but he seems to pop up there frequently enough for me to justify saying that he's reasonable in the air, and he's done it there. That was an unintentional poem. Let's move on. 10 minutes gone. We're going straight into another highlight. There is no rest for the wicked. Kene wins it though, breaks it down superbly, bringing the ball forward. Can he play it through, or is he going on his own? It bounces nicely. Gacic is there. Can he score? Miroslav, you donkey. Don't know why I've gone with donkey. I was trying to think of a nice word. I don't want to upset him too much. Donkeys are nice. Right, Ari. Corner maybe? Marsden. The corner maybe. He says, corner certainly, he should have said. Marsden, goal number 2 of the season. Ari has turned goal scorer into assister for this one, and we're 2-0 up after 10 minutes. Why can't we do this against Sochaux? Why can't we do this against Auxerre? Where is the consistency? Anyway, I say that. It's not over yet. Although we've got another set piece here. Ari whips it in again. Headed away this time. As far as Gacic, Miroslav. Adriano got his toe on it from point blank range. Unfortunately, he couldn't really alter the path of the ball. So it was easy enough for the keeper to get. And, well, 2-0 up. 25 minutes gone. I thought Europa League was going to be kind of the big frontier to navigate this year. The big challenge that we were going to struggle through. But... well, so far, and I don't want to speak too soon because the game's not over, obviously, with only 30 minutes gone, we just look far too good. 17 goals. 17 that would be a lot. 17 shots. Gacic, can you score? Miroslav, this is your moment. All songs were sad until Antonio Braz found him with a through ball. 3-0 up, 31 minutes gone. I'm scared after a game that you might remember where we were 4-0 up and nearly bottled it 4-3 a couple of seasons ago to say this is game over. But we look good, and Miroslav on his left foot there hammers it home into the bottom corner. Lovely goal for his first ever at the club. Celebrate that, savour that, my friend. And yeah, we look good. I mean, this is annoying, isn't it? Why does this not happen in live comms? Well, not in live comms, in the non-live comms. Minute left of the half, 3-0 up though. Wow. I mean, what do you say there? They've had one shot and it wasn't even on target. If you thought the Besiktas game was a bit of a flash in the pan, a bit of I guess a one-off game, the way in which we dominated that, maybe it's not, as the ball's given to Gacic. I mean, is this a pointless highlight? I want to believe it's going to lead to something. Kene switches it to Jonathan on the overlap. Can he whip it? And he can. Ari's there again, headed away. Only as far as Sodello, now with Brass. Nice build-up play here. Nice build-up. Look at the ball being knocked around. This is satisfying. Lopez block. Kene, Huskaric. Who's going to have the effort? Huskaric is 40 seconds into the second half. I'm going to say it's game over, everyone. 4-0. We're doing a Marseille. That's the official title now where you hammer a team. Doing a Marseille. And then if it gets above 7, it's now then being super sported. That's a reference that some of you will get. I think many of you will get. Can we super sport them? That's the question. 4-0 up. Huskaric with his first goal of the year. And suddenly the decision to include the 2 Serbians in the final third looks like an inspired move. Unfortunately, Ari's now got injured, which is a shame. We will bring in Harvey Elliott, who's pretty good cutting in on his left foot. Not quite a like-for-like replacement in terms of quality, but Harvey Elliott is a good player. And in fact, we've got a corner here. Marsden pushed over. That was disgraceful. Referee. Luka Toussaint. Doing us a favour. I think this is going to be Marlon. Oh, it's Sardella with it. Sardella, maybe. I think Sardella is good at penalties. I might have to look at the set piece takers for penalty. Let's have a quick peek. Penalty takers. Well, Sardella is our second best penalty. Great decision, Jack. Let whoever wins it take it. Take the Manchester United approach. I mean, they've stopped doing that now, haven't they? But it's 5-0. Sardella's not let me down there. He gets his first of the year. I want 2 more, everyone. I want 2 more. Gacic flicks it on. That is fortunate. Elliott shot spot. Lopez, can you get there? He can't. Harvey Elliott was offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway. Oh my word. Oh my word. What a performance. Yesterday, a few of you guys were saying, Jack, length of today's episode was superb, and I was aiming for the similar kind of time frame. Unfortunately, when a game finishes 5-0, it's difficult to judge how long the actual game is going to last, and I say ends 5-0. There's still another 24 minutes left, everyone. Can we keep the route going? Can we get a few more goals for confidence building, I suppose? I'm already thinking that for our next game, I will try and keep as much of this team in the starting 11 as possible. Sadella, nice tackle there. Braz, huge ball forward to Miroslav. Miroslav, can you finish it? Of course he can. Why am I doubting him? He scored on his left, he scored on his right. Let's get him a header and the perfect hat-trick, everyone. Love, though, the ball here by Braz. Portuguese, 19 passing for the 19-year-old, and you saw it all on display there. The technique, the vision to pick it out as well was superb. Oh, my word. 6-0, let's have a blooming party, everyone. We're having an absolute ball right now. My head says I should make changes. My heart says, screw it, let's just keep this team in. Marsden's is 7. We're super sporting them. We're going to super sport them. Oh, I mean, the goal difference is having wonders right now. Barry Marsden, goal number 2 for the year. Harry might not be on the pitch to take the corners, but Uskaric is. And that is a perfectly placed header, if I might say so myself, Barry. Big old Baz at centre-back is having a whale of a time. Their goalkeeper, less so. He's on a 5.8. The good news is for him, there is a distinct lack of highlights, and I think the game is going to end somewhat anticlimactically. But 7-0 it's finished, and that was a pretty good performance, boys. Can we do that every game? Would be my question. Maybe that's expecting a little bit too much, but 7-0. Wow, that is nuts. Unfortunately, Harry's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks, which is a bit of a miss for us. Also, Brass apparently has a bit of a fitness concern, which, I mean, we'll monitor. Maybe I can give him a rest in the upcoming game. Either way, Miroslav got man of the match. What a forward this guy is. He's not as quick as you would like, but for a player we signed for £1.8 million from Partizan because of a release clause he had in his contract, I am very, very happy indeed. He looks absolutely superb, and he looked great in front of goal that game. That was one of the first times where we've really seen him play at his best, only his second appearance for the club. I think Sesko might have a little bit of competition in upcoming games. You can see in the other game, Fiorentina won, but it does leave us in a really, really good position where realistically one more win could really see us on our way. In terms of when we'll be back, I don't think we'll do the game against Hertha Berlin again that's coming up, nor the game against Besiktas. I think at this point, 3 wins in 3. If it goes down to the final game against Fiorentina, we will cover that. Excluding that, I think we may come back for a league game sometime in December, pre-January. Have a look at how things are shaping up and really review things and how they're looking. Maybe even the game against Nice. At that point there, we'll know exactly what's going on in the Europa League, if we've made it through. And it's not too far away, only 10 games, of which 7 are in the league. I feel like in 7 league games' time, we should have a pretty good idea of where we're challenging coming up to the halfway point in the season. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. As always, if you have, do drop a like on the video. Huge result for us. Great episode as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully we can keep this form up, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.